Back to Belmont. How
Who's
good is
keen?
it? How good is it?
Well,
We're
we'll
finally we're
see.
finally back to the Metro Winter track, Toby.
I'll let you know how good it is after Saturday, whether
Yeah,
this track holds up or not. I ran
yeah,
3 trials on it on Monday. It looked you could visibly see where they changed it. So I don't know whether that's going to be an issue because it only takes one horse to notice it and shy, and someone nearly dies. But they've spray painted the track before. This seems like a pretty good excuse to spray paint that section of the track to be the same as the rest.
yep. I think the biggest thing for probably everyone that's wondering what's going to happen on Saturday. So they're racing at the 4 meter rail. Currently, they say it's a soft seven, but
Lies.
we've had 76 mil at a bare minimum over the last 7 days. A lot of it coming Tuesday, Wednesday night.
Track listed
And
as a 6 when they ran trials
yeah,
Monday, and they got 13 mil Tuesday and 30 mil Wednesday. It's they're calling it a 7 as of yesterday at 1 o'clock. That is the biggest load of crap ever.
I couldn't agree more. Like, and
There's no
it's
way
not
it's a
like
7.
it.
There's no way it was a 7. I reckon it'll play like a 7 at the start of tomorrow. There's absolutely no way in this world it was a 7 yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And it's not like we've got warm weather to dry it out either.
No, we've had two of the coldest mornings ever.
I woke up this morning, every window in the house was iced up. I
I could
stayed
see
in
my
bed.
breath when I left the house at 10 a.m.
You left the house at 10. I didn't even get out of bed till 10. Um, um, but look, I as much as we complain, we're back to
I don't
Belmont.
care that it's wet. They can't control that, but
No,
be honest and be accurate, please.
yeah. And look, the chances of it downgrading throughout the meeting,
It'll upgrade because there's no rain.
yeah, but once the once they start running the last what
Oh,
I reckon the first
once the jocks say, oh, it's heavier than what you're calling it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But it won't actually get drier.
No, 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 no.
Wetter. Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
won't get wetter. No, I
Well,
mean, which is a good
I'm just
thing.
gonna go on the assumption it's gonna start like a 7 and maybe get to playing like a 6 by the end. So you're gonna want to be able to go through wet.
Yeah, right, fair. And for those trials on Monday, what was the rail position?
They don't list it, so
They didn't list it. Yeah,
they never
I
do.
couldn't find it.
And I'm pretty sure they only ran the three of those 850-meter trials on the course proper.
Yeah, yeah. But look, Saturday's at the 4 meter rail. Whoa, do we say it's a heavy 8 at the moment, and then by Saturday morning
Yeah,
it's a soft 7?
that was what I would have thought with the amount of rain they
Yeah,
got. I know it's a pretty good drying track, but it's
it
not
is.
good
But there's
drying
going to be
weather,
so
and they
much
got a
dew
lot of
and
rain. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Look, we've got 8 races. Obviously the feature being the Belmont Classic in race 4. So the feature doesn't even feature in
Put
the
that in
quaddy.
put that in quotations.
The
Doesn't deserve that.
doesn't
It's a
even.
pretty good match race, to be fair.
It's a good match race, but it doesn't even land in the quaddy.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit silly. I know they get big field, although it's only a field of 12 in race five. I would have thought I know you don't want to stick at race seven, but stick at race five, put it in the quad. I still would have
Yeah,
thought.
makes our life difficult. But nonetheless, we've got winners to find. Like I said, we're back to Belmont. It's good. Look, race number one, we'll get started. Race number one's 1400 meters for the 2 year olds. We have King of Light, $1.55 after a very, very impressive debut. We've got Radiant Light, 550, Media Club, 950, Bose a Lad, 14, and North, the other 7, 8 in the field.
Don't need don't know that we need to do too much discussion about this race, do we?
Um, well, before we do, how do you think the track will play?
Probably fair and I think
Because
there's
what's it
some
been?
chance it'll be
What's it been? A month and a half since we've been at Belmont? 2 months?
yeah, but I don't like they do stuff to it. I think there's some chance it'll be super fence heavy,
Yep.
like fence good, but if not, and I think that's only a smallish chance, I think it'll be really even. I
Yeah.
think it'll be relatively even forward versus rear and in lanes, but you know, I still want to be front half of the field for the most part,
Yeah.
unless you're king of light, in which case it doesn't matter. You'll just go back to last and beat them from last again.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm not
My
really reinventing the wheel there.
No, you're not. You're definitely not. However, um, I feel like I'm slightly leaning. I mean, you look at the barriers and the way King of Light won on debut, settled back and yeah, made a great run, flashing lights. Yeah, owned them, completely owned them.
Did it
However,
soft. He did it so soft too.
Radiant Light, because I'm looking at the form line on debut behind Medusa. Does Medusa get close to King of Light? Like if you compare King of Light to
Well,
Medusa at the moment.
I think Aberdeen Flyer would go just as good as Medusa, and Aberdeen Flyer got easily dropped off by him.
Right, okay.
So
So you're not
I
rating
think
on
Aberdeen
Medusa.
Flyer goes pretty good. So Radiant Light's also a month between runs now, which I didn't like a lot. Out to
Yeah.
1400 as a 2-year-old. I
Yeah.
did I did like her trials leading into her debut a little bit and thought she was a good run, but I just think I don't see how she beats King of Light. I think
Yeah.
he looks a little bit outside the box. I think he
And
might
yeah,
be really nice.
he could be one of those 2-year-olds that's already three.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be
Yeah.
diving into $1.50 because
No,
I'm not going to back something that's going to be last at $1.50. But
correct. On a track that we have no idea what it's going to do
yep,
to some extent.
yep.
Yep. Look, I'm not going to discount Radiant Light because I think Medusa's smart. Um, but yeah, like Toby said, King of Light, incredible drifted. Like it was out the door on debut, no? From memory?
Drew. Well, he just opened really short, and then he sort of hit $9, and then started very firm seven.
Yeah,
There was really good last couple of minutes money, which is sort of the most telling market moves because that's when there's the most
yeah,
liquidity.
that's it. And that's the shout out Morton Stable. That's the time that
Very,
they
very
like to
good with their
launch.
2-year-olds.
They are very good. Um, Race number two is the 72 plus handicap over the 1400. We have Supernatural even money, Sunny Honey 390, Cool Memory 8, Hell I Am 850, Savage 1, 14, and double figures the rest. What do you do with Supernatural? It had every conceivable star lineup for it last start.
Yeah, but she smashed them. She's a 3-year-old on the minimum. She's pretty progressive. She keeps Pike, who will be out for revenge after going winless on Thursday, despite, I believe, being probably 99 cents in the Jocks Challenge.
Yeah,
So, yeah, thought that she would probably take care of these again. She's short enough at the even money quote, but there's sort of not a heap there to beat her. Sunny Honey's going nicely, but it's just sort of finding ways to get beat every start. Cool memory, I think, can bounce back third up. Look, wasn't even disappointing last up, but probably just wasn't as good as the first up win. Think he'll go a bit better here third up. Probably a sniff of the front, which would be a big aid to him, I think. Um, Savage One's trolled up nice enough for the apprentice, likes the wet. Hell I Am, get Chanel, take some weight off. Probably aren't losing anything with her going on.
yeah. I tell you what, I'm 100% looking forward to Emerald Trader back to Belmont. That
Yeah,
being said, all the gear
not from
changes
barrier
is,
one here.
yeah, not from barrier one, not with all these gear changes. I think I said it end of last or maybe start of this year or close to it. Keep
Yeah,
an
no,
eye
Scott
out for
went. Yeah,
him at Belmont. And then Belmont obviously got taken away from us. So yeah, and
gone
look
too
for
soon.
yeah, we'll see how he goes, but barrier one's probably not ideal for him. I'm actually a little bit toey for Sunny Honey on this occasion. He's a horse that has had absolutely nothing go right for him. He looked the winner and then Wooburn Gold came down the extreme outside. Like that outside fence
Oh yeah.
at Bunbury was just absolute rocket fire. I'm almost like surprised Elon Musk didn't put in a bid for it. Like it was proper hot. And like every horse, made made their made their charge to make sure they got there. But look, from two, I feel like Holly just goes forward, has a bit of a tactical advantage over Supernatural because I think Supernatural will go back.
Yeah. I think he'll just make it up as he goes. If she
Yeah,
jumps, he might try and be forward, but Sunny Honey will still probably be in front of him.
yeah. And look, I think
If
yeah,
he just goes back, he could end up last.
Supernatural.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
There's
from there, then it gets a little bit scary
yeah, capable
for
still, but scary at the even money.
yeah. So for me, I've gone with Sunny Honey. He I hate to say it, but it's like a horse that you feel like is due. Um, but yeah, I think he's thereabouts. He races well. He's raced well consistently at Belmont. Um, and then you got Supernatural, who's obviously the up and coming 3-year old who's got the record on the board, no doubt whatsoever. Um, just has to obviously step up and keep on going through the grades. Nothing says that he can't, but anyway. Race number 3, 61 plus over the 1200. We've got Yorga Pride 290, Snow God 390, Lucky I Am 550, Amaru Star 750, God's Gate $10, and double figures the rest.
Good race.
It is a nice race. Yeah.
Good race. Think at 1200, Lucky I Am finds the front. I think even if Real Deluxe
Yeah.
crossed, I think it hands up at 1200. So I think that's a big help to her because not sure if Snow God gets the breeze coming from out there. And even if he does, how much work is he going to have to do to get it? I think Battle Commander and God's Gate will both come out looking for spots at least. I think Joe was a little bit victim of circumstances last start. He sort of went to go forward, and then the minute he grabbed hold, Patrick Carberry also grabbed hold inside him and then just left him right in no man's land. But then basically everyone out wide had got the corner wrong, and Pike was just able to get it right and fly past them all with Territive. So
Yeah.
I thought here, if he has to work to get outside of Lucky I Am and she gets the front pretty cheap, I just feel like it's an awkward map for him. Jorgen Pride's the one I'm not sure what to do with. She sort of trialled just as well as last prep and was probably a little bit disappointing last prep. Looked like she was going to be a really nice horse after her first 2 wins. And then I know she sort of went early first up with a big weight, but just would have liked to see her beat that field a little bit easier and then went around in the listed 3-year-old race at Bunbury
Yeah.
in a good field. So yeah, I can understand why she's favourite from the powerful yard, but probably a little bit short. I'd want to see her do it against what I think is a pretty nice field like this
Yeah.
before I went diving into her.
And look,
God's
she's
Gate,
first up on what's more than likely going to be a wet, like a
yeah,
worse
and something
side of
she's
the
never
soft.
seen before. So
Yeah. How do the Pride of Dubai's go in the wet?
we don't have a lot over here.
No, we don't. You don't follow Sydney?
I'm not the person to ask.
No, that's
Um,
fair. Yeah, I think there's a big question mark on Yorga Pride at the moment. There's trialed up well enough.
yeah. I thought she
Yeah,
tried sort of just as good as last prep. I know she won this time, didn't win last time, but
yeah,
I thought they were pretty similar sort of styles of trial in terms of how good they were.
yeah. Snow God obviously still has a fair rap on it. Like lost absolutely no admirers last up behind Terra
Yeah.
Tiff. It's just look, it's sticky from 10 again for it.
Yeah.
And like you touched on, I think Lucky I Am finds the top. universal rule is we know they swim.
We do know
We
they swim.
and we know where this stable is going to be in the run.
Yep,
So
with the
it's just
apprentice.
with the apprentice as well. So yeah, what 55 and a half. It's almost like every box you're sort of looking at the moment is ticked with Lucky I Am. Um, so there's nothing saying that Lucky I Am can't win, and I feel like it's probably in what is a very good race and a very nice race. I think Lucky I Am's probably my top pick.
Yep.
Yep. Which I did say to Scott McCormack yesterday. I have a horrible record finding apprentice winners. Horrible record. But I'm backing Chanel to lift me off the canvas there.
Yeah.
Uh, Race number 4, we've got the Belmont Classics, the listed 3-year-old set weights and penalties, 2200-meter event. It's the feature of the day. We have Fancy Red, the 3-year-old filly, at $1.95. Arcadia Park, the 3-year-old gelding at 245. Both coming off good wins. We've got Lillian, the stablemate to Arcadia Park at 850. Lano, $10, who is in superb fashion for the Ashmailey Yard, and it's high double figures the other 3.
With Kimberly Rose scratched.
Correct.
I think this is a 2-horse race.
Yep.
Again, not reinventing the wheel too much here. The different styles of victory. Arcadia Park went forward, walked around, just outgrinded them in the last 6 to 800. Did a bit wrong, but does he get to lead here, or does Lano look for the front and he pops off and sits outside him again? If Lano leaves him alone, probably gets a bit of an advantage on Fancy Red, although you wouldn't want to go too slow. If you turn it into a sit sprint, she'll probably out sprint you. She has a really nice turn of foot, likes the wet. Was a really good win last start. Ended up last, which when she jumped out like that and found herself there, I thought she'd really struggle, but she picked them up and absolutely belted them. Showed that she can stay. Probably short enough now at the $1.80, but that's Pike. Not a race I'm desperate to play in. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah. Look, at a pure price perspective, I completely agree with you. It's a head-to-head at this point. And if you look at prices, Fancy Red to the eye, fantastic. Arcadia Park to the eye probably wasn't as fantastic. But what's more
Well, they did
likely
a good
going,
job, really, to be rolling in, losing momentum, and still kick away. Hold our Paladin L late, who has a nice sharp turn of foot on him. So,
yeah. And,
well,
and look,
they're
I
good
think
for
the
different
boys
reasons.
race, the boys race is probably stronger. The Aquanita.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Because
had more good horses in it.
yeah, because
Probably not necessarily better stayers though. So
exactly, yeah, it's right. I mean, yeah,
but mind you,
it's tough.
if you ask Pike or the camp, they didn't think Fancy Red would stay. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, who was it? It was Pike said that it wouldn't stay.
yeah,
The
yeah.
the camp said it would.
No, the camp said we're going to try her over it because we
Oh,
want to
yeah,
get black top on our 3-year-old.
yeah.
But they didn't really think she'd stay too well either.
And look, this is another step up because this is now, 2020 to 2200. It's another step up, and I think the one that is probably born and bred to get 2200 is Arcadia Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know where Arcadia Park's going to be. If Fancy Red steps slow again, it's going to have to be like it's going to have to repeat and probably go better than it did last start because again, it got to that outside lanes where they were fire. And I think Arcadia Park it's going to have the map advantage. It's bred for it. We know it swims. Um, Not saying that we don't know Fancy Red swims. Obviously, it does. But I'm leaning to Arcadia Park on a price perspective as well.
Yeah. I
you know,
thought they'd be closer together, but at the current prices, I don't want to back either. I put it. So
yeah, yeah, that's fair. Um, and what do you? So say Lano takes the front. What does that do to this race?
I don't think it does too much. I think Arcadia Park will just pop off and make sure he doesn't get pocketed and go however quick he wants to go behind Lano.
Yeah, yeah, fair.
It probably makes
Um,
his task half a length to three quarters of a length harder.
yeah. Race number 5, first leg of the
Pause.
quaddie is a
Shall we
66
pause?
plus. We can. We have. All right, first leg of the quaddie, and we've got a special guest, Georgie. Say hello.
This is going to get the subs in.
This
This is
is
good marketing.
race number 5. It's a 66 plus mile event. We've got Famous Dane at 370, Acadia Knight 420, Great Fortune 550, Stylish Lord 650, and double figures the rest. What do you do with this one, Toby?
Um, Open race, tricky race. Not it's a little bit of speed here. Um, think Great Fortune will lead this time. Think Famous Dane takes a trail back in trip again. Or he's back to 1690 last start from the 2000, but back a bit further. When he just couldn't grind down Lano. Uh, Stylish Lord comes back up in grey, but gets a senior. I think that'll help, and he can take up a spot over the speed. Think he might even be able to jump around more than enough early, who doesn't often jump very quick, and then maybe even take the 1-1, or hold the OSL if that's what they want to do. I think Arcadia Knight, as the second favourite, will be near last, probably similar to last start. His first up win was massive, but sort of last start just didn't really get into the race from the gate, and probably looks a tale of being the same here. Um, can't see a way in which they overcook it. I think it'll just be a controlled speed. Like, it won't be slow, but it'll be controlled rather than frenetic. So probably looking again for a horse forward in midfield, like a Stylish Lord or a Famous Dane. At the moment, I'd probably lean towards Stylish Lord. First up, 1400, no troll. He just sort of was okay in a walk sprint, and then last start sat 4 wide throughout with the apprentice on, in a race that was dominated up the fence in the end, despite that Bunbury track deteriorating later. Um, Up the mile, third up, and it looks like getting a good map. He'd be the way I would lean. Just super desperate to dive into anything. Famous Dane, hardest to beat with Pike. Looks like having a big day again. And Great Fortune gets Brad back, but he was a little bit too disappointing last start, but can't discount him with Brad getting back on and looking like he'll find the front.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. I think Great Fortune from the gate, Brad on, and
Maybe just didn't like that really heavy track either.
yeah, that exactly right. And it sort of goes against the whole myth of grazing the wet. But when yeah, I think Great Fortune's one that's probably going to appreciate the drying track that they're sort of
Yeah.
expecting.
I
Um,
wouldn't be shocked if I think this week I'd rather leave him, but I wouldn't. I reckon two or three whenever he starts next. Wouldn't be surprised. Like, if he goes pretty good or even like wins small, I reckon he'll just go a lot better next start if
yeah,
he goes any better tomorrow.
yeah, I completely agree with that. Um, and I probably 550 is probably not enough to sort of get me
Yeah, it
to
doesn't tempt me to find out if he's
yeah,
improved out of sight in 2 weeks.
that's it. And look, Famous Dane. I mean, yes, we're gonna get a good sort of guide on how that form goes um behind Lano in the race previous. That being said, Lano's maybe run into a couple of good ones. Um, but look, Heavy Dane.
You can just look how close Lano gets to them,
That's it, yeah. And you'd be like, okay, like what would
and if
Lano
he
do in
beats them,
this
even
race?
better.
Yeah, and then it sort of just makes it an auto bet, right? Um, like for me, I've got Famous Dane on top, and then I've got Great Fortune right there. It's just a question. It's one of those races where I don't know if I want to actually get involved at all.
Yeah, at this stage, there's probably just a few more questions than answers.
That's it. Yeah,
Probably
and
back if I'd said like that chance the fence lights up, you could probably just bet save them.
yeah, would have been nice if Hilly did his old quick backup on Ancient Guidance.
It went a bit too bad the other day.
It did. It didn't
Just didn't
go.
travel at any stage despite getting the really wet conditions that they've been like wanting for it.
I mean, it didn't help that it was 4 and 5 wide the trip, but nonetheless.
No, but that's where he wanted to be. I think that was the
Eh,
I think that was a good ride. I'd rather be three wide on speed than last.
I swear to God, we've never agreed on what's a good ride and what's a poor
Well,
ride
I
ever.
just think for the conditions, and they weren't going quick. I'd rather be three wide on speed than three wide and last on a day where they weren't making stacks of ground.
But it wasn't on speed though.
Yes, it was.
The first 1,000 meters of that race, it was not on speed.
She took a while to muster there, but that's what he told her to do. He said last start he told her to be three wide and pressing, and she went back to last the fence. And this time she didn't do that.
Quaddy legs.
Tricky.
Yeah,
Uh,
very.
2, 4, 5. Do we leave the 7 out?
From the gate.
I lean towards yes.
I would agree. I would agree. Yep.
Yeah.
2, 4,
Uh,
5.
only other one I'd maybe want to throw in's the 8, but it's
I
similar
was
draw
about to
to the
say,
7.
can Cherry can run feature?
Probably needed to draw a little bit better. I think if she's getting into the race, I think Arcadia Knight's getting into the race over the top of her.
Yeah. I mean, it's another runner that we're going to find out how that form stacks up with Supernatural earlier on in the day.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I'd probably be more inclined to include Cherry Can Run just because it's got more substantial wet track form.
Yeah. We'll just see how we go. We can update that
Yeah,
on the day if need be.
absolutely. Race number 6 is the 66 plus handicap over the 1200. We've got Eccentric Nature 290, Want to Winner $5, Horcrux 650, Regal Statue 850, and long double figures the rest. Geez, the market's really just got 4
Tricky
in this.
race. This is, but I think I'm not way more open than that. I don't think eccentric nature should be this short. I want it to be this short. He would have needed to trial like silent alert, quickest time of the day, and run away from them. I know he didn't get heaps of room, but for him to be this short off what he did last prep, which was good, I just would have wanted him to trial better. I don't think he tried
Yeah.
bad.
No,
I
that's
just
right.
would have
Yeah.
wanted him. Um, I think you can forgive Want to Winner for last start. He's worked forward, sat OSL outside of Desert Whisper. Probably just didn't like that really heavy track. Desert Whisper only just got beat last week. Um, I think if they're smart, they can just push forward because the speed's going to come across from wider with Bayzid, Kelvinator, maybe even Russian Sniper might want to be further forward again with the Apprentice. So I think if they come out running, they'll find a spot on speed with cover, which I think will help him. Uh, Horcrux probably looks your early leader, should go a bit
Yeah.
better from on speed, but loses Pike. Can understand why Pike's jumping onto eccentric nature, but I just think that hurts Horcrux's chances. Regal Statue would have wanted to see her get a little bit closer to Supernatural to like, be really keen about her, but she's going well enough. Back to 1200, I think might help. Bit dry track, I think helps. Um, Kelvinator, month between runs now, but his run in the 72 last start was really good. Gets Taj back, who was getting him to go really well. Bayzid has to be a chance if he jumps. I don't think he will, though. I think the issue is the headgear, and they've left it on and they've got a new jock, so I think that'll make it even harder for him. And Sentimental Bell has the shades come off. I only ever had them the 2 starts, which was last start, and when they went on in a feature. So I think she can improve with them off. Just again another horse who loses Pike.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Um, yeah, it's another race that's just like wouldn't be shocked if anything happens.
Yeah.
Like I sort of lent to, the mindset of you're gonna be you're sort of gonna want to be on speed. Um, so looking at one to winner, barrier 11 probably has to take its medicine. Kelvinator, you sort of play red Fred Kersley roulette. Um,
My favorite
and
game.
hey,
My favorite game.
yeah. And you've got Horcrux that is just, I mean, from barrier two it helps, but it's going to go forward. Um, so I sort of lent to Horcrux's, lane. Eccentric nature tried up well behind Perfect Chant, but Perfect Chant didn't go well on
Did miss away
Wednesday.
and ended up three back the fence after that downpour.
Yeah, but it still didn't look like it was ever gonna sort of
Yeah.
find its way in.
Yeah.
Um, and look, the thing with eccentric nature, it's one of these horses that made its way from over east, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And won at its first WA start, and then just kept dominating them. And there was a lot of over east horses that have done that, where they've come first prep, won, and then what do they do next prep? I mean, I don't have any stats on it.
Captain
Um,
Pluto wins first up every prep, if that helps.
are you putting eccentric nature into our friend of the show?
They are same connections.
They
They
are,
both did come from Melbourne, so
but
I'm willing
you
to
know
do
what
a
I'm
little bit of the
saying? Like
vote.
it's
Yeah.
that thing where the East Coast horses, they come over first prep is like very impressive, and then what do they do second prep?
Yeah, and this is his
Um,
first go in 66 grade as well. He sort of won that
yeah,
grade and I just think
yeah.
it's a
So
step up. And like I say, if he trialled like Silent Alert, like I mentioned, I would have probably been taken the opening price. I think he's, regardless of how he trialled, too short now.
yeah, yeah. I know. I agree with that for sure. What do you want to do with the quaddy? I'm gonna request Horcrux in.
Yeah, I would have been really happy to leave him out, but I'll grant your request.
Thank you.
I think throw Bayzed in on the off chance he jumps, could start a long price as well. I'd want Kelvinator in. I think this is a leg to go wide. Probably Sentimental Bell in. Um, want a winner. Objectify. Clear. Who's good enough. Her fresh win was really good, and then didn't get into the race second up. She just is good enough. Um, Horcrux goes in. I think we throw in eccentric nature. I think you go if you're going a wide leg, you might as well have the favourite. And then Regal Statue in or out.
Ah, I mean, it's got all the form lines of horses that we're gonna find out what they do earlier on in the day.
Again, maybe it's another one we just wait and see. Just leave
Yeah,
for now.
it's one that will. I mean, what race five has none of its form. Oh, it's got Arcadia Knight, which is the first leg of the quaddy. Fantastic. Um, Subject to change.
Yep.
Yeah, subject to change. I think I sort of. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. But it's run second to Arcadia Knight and Supernatural, who we've both given decent chances to in their respective races.
Yeah. Even if Arcadia Knight doesn't win, if he just makes really good ground from the back of the field and gets
Yeah,
close, it's a bit of a
yeah,
push.
yeah, absolutely. Race number 7 is the 60 plus 1300, and my girlfriend is back. Sold the Nelly at 420, Masamune 440, True Apostle 750, Carnut Queen 950, and double figures the rest.
Another bigger field, another trickier race. both of these graduations to end the day are very even.
I tell you what, we're not very good at landing a quaddie, and today or tomorrow has made it absolutely no much easier.
Very, very tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, what does this say? Oh, it's exactly what I thought. Just
Oh,
the change of tactics that's come through
for advanced.
for Broome. Yeah, yeah,
Sure. Where's the
yeah.
change of tactics for where's my lunch on Thursday?
Oh, he's just subject to how he jumps. You know,
Yeah.
I
I
think
was
they
I was
probably wanted to
expecting
go
Twitter to
forward
blow
both the
up.
last two starts. So, um, back to this race.
Yes.
I think Masamune is going really good.
Yeah.
Just gets another tricky setup, 1,000 up to 1,200, 1,300. He was taking good ground off Desert Whisper. 1,200 meter runs before that were good. He sat on speed in a fast race, was the only one on speed that was left there at the finish. And then two starts ago, just didn't get into the race. But actually, so there was a group of horses that were right off the back, and he's the only one that got close to the rest. So I thought that was still good. And then last up, like I say, took good ground off Desert Whisper, who's flying. If he can get a setup here, which I'm not sure he can, drawn out an eight, doesn't really step that well most of the time. So as a favourite, I think there's a bit of risk there, but I marked him favourite just a little bit longer. Just again, had this race very open. Um, Antique Queen won well first up at Albany last prep off some good trials. Trialled well again, but probably would have wanted to see her over at least 1,400 first up. Uh, Tea Biscuit, what do you do with him? He was a good winner last start under the circumstances before getting DQ'd. Um, he probably finds the front, probably doesn't do too much work to get there because I don't. He sort of jumps good and Thermosphere Lad doesn't, and Thermosphere Lad has an apprentice, so I think he's probably a slam dunk to cross. Probably isn't the worst at a bigger price. Definitely goes in the quad, and you have to throw Soldanelle in the quad because she's capable and has pike, but I couldn't quite get her this short.
You couldn't get it this short.
No, I just don't know. I just don't
Did
trust
you
her.
watch his trial?
Yeah, but she might leave it on the trial track. She's that kind of
Come
horse.
on.
I'm not saying
Come
she
on.
will. I just think as near favourite, she's a bit short to dive into.
The back end of her last prep, second, first, third, third. Granted, all at Ascot, which, to be fair, her racing pattern doesn't suit Ascot. And her record at Belmont is disgusting.
But that was when they were trying different things with her
But
that clearly didn't
ex
work.
exactly, I feel like they've figured it out. Pike's on. It's the second best Sione mare we've seen in WA.
The best, depending on who you ask.
We'll find.
No,
I'll
she's
make that.
retired. We don't need to do that anymore.
I'll make. I'll make that decision after Saturday. Um, look, I think Soldanel for me is it is my top pick. I thought the trial was unreal, not unreal, but it was fantastic. Through the line, really strong. Hit the line, past the post was awesome. Um, I think the wet is a bit of a question mark, which is weird for a an Irish
I
bred
think she's run well in
horse.
wet before, just without winning. I don't
Yeah,
know. Don't think she's ever copped the best of
and
setups to do it.
correct. Yeah, that's probably fair. And look, she's not. And the thing that sort of annoys me from looking at this horse is she's run really well all at Ascot, which she's not going to face a wet track.
Yeah,
Let's be frank. So I think Saturday is a bit of a fact-finding mission on where she's at. She's tried up well enough to win this. Masamune, I'm still, fan of the horse, like you, everything you touched on. Um, The run prior to running behind Desert Whisper was good enough, better than it reads on paper anyway.
yeah.
And the runs behind that, you've got Supernatural again. You've got My Hidden Universe, who's an above average horse on plein air. And then obviously, Desert Whisper is just absolutely airborne. And the other one I wanted to touch on is maybe Carn Up Queen, but the gate is
Yeah,
just the
I
gate.
yep. She was really good last week after a couple of flops in a row, sort of from where she looked to be progressing, and then last start, yeah, was really. I think she wasn't as unlucky as it seemed, and Macca sort of talked it up a bit, but she was definitely still unlucky. Would have gone a lot closer. Um,
Yeah,
Backs up here, 3-year-old filly on the min. Plenty
it's
of
got a
things to like.
yeah. That's it. What do you do with the quaddy?
Maybe we pause before that.
All right, so quaddy. What do we do with the quaddy here?
Have plenty in it.
Yep.
I would like tea biscuit in there.
Okay.
We can have Salt and Elf with Pike for you
Thank
as
you.
your girlfriend.
Yep.
Masamune goes in.
Yep.
Karnut Queen, I think is one. If they're not making any ground, we'd leave her out. But for now, we'll say in.
What do you do with Thermosphere Lad from one?
Nah, happy to take it on with Chanel going on drawn one when I'm pretty confident it'll get crossed.
Okay. Yep.
Uh, I think Throw True Apostle is the 3-year-old's the only other one I desperately want in.
Okay. So 1, 4, 6, 14 pending and 12.
Yep.
Yep. Perfect. All right. The last race of the return to Belmont is a 60 plus 1300 over
In some
1300.
circles, they're calling it raffle number two.
Yeah. Raffle number two. We have Surf Patrol at 460, Simply Thinking 6, My Jimmy 7, Sending Over 750, Antique Star 750, and double figures the rest. Dead set, they have not made this card easy for quaddy punters.
Yeah, imagine if they didn't divide this race in two and we had just had a 29 horse race with the contents of both these fields. I'd go insane. Where do you even start? Antique Star last week was completely unlucky off some nice trials. Don't mind her backing up after not really getting a crack at them, not having a hard run. Simply Thinking and Surf Patrol raced each other last start. Surf Patrol gets a little weight swing on her, gets a barrier advantage on her again, and is a 3-year-old against the older horses, which is part of the reason he gets that weight swing. They still get a half-kilo allowance on a Saturday for the next Saturday meetings. I don't think it's 1st of August until after next Saturday, but I know that's absolutely wrong. My calendar skills are bad.
Absolutely.
This is the last Saturday race for 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Um, my Jimmy trialled like a bomb with shades on. First time shades in his life. He's had visors before, but I don't think he wore visors at any stage for Bairstow's last prep. I can't quite remember at the moment. But yeah, first time shades. He trialled them in and trialled in them and trialled like what he looked like he may be at one stage.
Is this first time Dong is on?
Uh,
My
it
Jimmy?
is not. It
Not.
is.
Okay.
Sorry, it is. It is. It
It
is. It
is.
is.
First
Yeah,
time Dong are on. Oh,
first
there's the
time donger.
pearl.
We had one of those on Thursday.
There's the pearl. Anyway,
Um,
carry on.
Playing games was a decent return, but loses Pike. Santanova, another 3-year-old, won by default after T Biscuit was disqualified last start. Start before she didn't look to like the real heavy track, which she won't get here. Probably gets a decent map. Um, Plenty of horses that can be forgiven for different reasons. Frappuccino, one bad run for the new camp, can be forgiven. Cobb and Co. is good enough, but sort of hasn't done enough this prep for mine.
It's been a while since we've seen the best of Cobb and Co.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to think we may never see it again,
Yeah.
sadly.
Yeah. I
I've
agree
just
with
been
that.
informed the power's out again at Broome.
Fantastic in pristine condition as well.
I thought that happened at Derby last week, and I thought it only happened there, but they're struggling. Fortunately, the races are early enough, and they're in a part of the world where they'll still have light for well and truly long enough to get those two races run.
The one that I sort of want to question you on is Estimator. How do you think it
Yeah,
goes from a nice alley?
I think they go looking for the front, but I don't know if Frappuccino gives it away or even, because the way they rode Estimator first up, they may just keep pressing on. So if you're Frappuccino, you're better off grabbing hold and popping off. But if they want the fence, they may get into a bit of a war. So,
Yeah,
but Estimator was better last start. Led in that worst part of the track, got gobbled up by three horses down the centre, but was the only one on speed and near the fence that stuck on. So I think he's actually going quite well. Definitely
yeah,
preferring fresher though, and
yeah,
this will probably be the last real good run before you'd want to see him have a freshen.
yeah. We may as well touch on the favourite, Surf Patrol.
3 year old, um,
Yeah,
always enjoy 3 year olds.
yeah,
He's going well. He's run two. Was it last? Was he last into that Saturday race? He's backing up out of that. Yes, he's backing up out of the Saturday race last week with
yeah,
Timeless Gem and Strapping Profit. For some reason I thought his last start was the one behind Simply Thinking. Still, this will be his third run in 16 days, if my maths is correct. They're just trying to take advantage of the bonuses on offer for these 3 year olds, which I respect.
we're gonna
Yeah.
get a pretty good line on his form. With Lucky I Am earlier, Fancy
Mm,
Bread earlier in the day, and then
yep.
Timeless Gems returned in you know pretty stylish fashion.
Yeah. Don't think the
Obviously,
first up win was too much to be impressed about, but definitely the last one was, yeah. I think it
yeah,
was just that first up run was a nice stepping stone for him.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, was there anything that really stood out to you on this?
Absolutely not.
No, yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Tell you what, it's an 8 race program.
Not unless my Jimmy walks out and parades like he tried.
Yeah, I mean the only way you're going to find that out is if you're signed up to your service, and you'll get Mounty Yard Mail. You'll get your prices. Are they out tonight?
I know they're already out
Already out, and then the
early
updated
this morning,
ones tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, so the only way to find out how any of these resumers throughout the entire card, how they look, will be to sign up through Toby's subscription service. Obviously, link will be in the bio of this video. Um, Quaddy legs here before we wrap it up. I do not have a best bet. Um, and it's amazing, it's an 8 race program, not one staying event, and I'm puzzled.
There hasn't been 133.
No, there hasn't been. There definitely could have been though.
Mm.
It's a very tough quaddy.
Yeah. For quaddy, I'll say one. You have to have Pike.
Yeah,
Throw in the four. Throw in the 11. Throw in the 13 and the 14.
yeah, yeah. And look, if anything changes, I'm sure you'll flick
Yeah,
in
I'll
you'll flick in a message,
repost
and
numbers. Yeah, but after
yeah,
race 4, probably.
perfect.
I'll probably need a reminder like normal because I'm a forgetful man. But
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, look, for me, there's nothing that really stands out. I think the only thing I could really say is that from a price perspective, I'm happy to be with Arcadia Park over Fancy Red in the Classic. But outside of that, it's a very, very tough return to Belmont.
yep,
Um, for WA viewers, WA subscribers, if you get down to Belmont, just go find Toby in the mountain yard. He'll buy you a drink. He's got plenty. So,
great stitch up.
nah, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Toby.
I
Looking
only
forward to
buy
doing.
beers at Bunbury between 3 and 4 p.m.
Just go to Old Mate's Bar. I'm sure they've got a happy hour somewhere.
I reckon happy hour would get people to the races. $5
It,
cans of beer or like $8 pints. That would
oh,
get me greatly.
it'd get me off the couch in a heartbeat.
You only have to offer it, even if you just offered a happy half hour,
Oh, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Absolutely.
get your first pint half price. Like that just gets people started.
Absolutely. It 100% does. And once you got the taste for it, there's no
Mm.
ending.
Unless you have to drive. Some people are
Yeah,
responsible.
that's it,
Some
of
people just
course.
have the one pint drink happy hour and then, or one can drink happy hour and then drive home.
Yeah. And look, as long as you keep it under control. Thank you very much, Toby. All the best for Saturday. No doubt we'll be in touch. And are you looking forward to Sunday before we disappear?
I've got three horses in it on Sunday, so I don't know
Busy
if there'll be
man.
any winners in there, but
Are you
we can
flying
hope.
up?
Wouldn't have thought.
Driving?
Wouldn't have thought. I've done the drive to Cal before. I've done it twice. That's enough.
Yeah, Calgary is a dangerous place.
Big time.
Thanks, Toby.
Thank you, Kev.